with that beautiful beer.
It doesn't, like, honestly, you're taking it from anyone who's not even British. You don't need to look any further. This is how you make it. I'm gonna cry. It's okay. It's okay. What's up, everybody? I'm Rupert.
I'm Charlie.
We're the Avery twins, and today we're gonna be making
fish and chips.
Oh yeah. Step one to fish and chips, we're going to start with our chips. They're triple cooked chips. So, triple cooked chips, I don't really know what that involves. We're going to get a pan of water and we're going to get our potatoes. We're using Maris Piper potatoes. We kept the skins on, but we've given it a wash, we've taken the dirt off. We're going to go down lengthways. So this particular potato is great for frying. So we're just going to cut them into quarters, into nice sort of little wedges. But we just want them just so like these little sort of edges of the potato start to just kind of crack away just a little bit, because when we fry them, they're going to go super crispy. And then we're going to get what's kind of called like almost like a glassy layer of fried crispiness, and then fluffy potato inside.
Nice.
So we're going to wash the starch out of that completely. Then we're going to put cold water in there, put it on the heat, pinch of good salt in there, and then they'll be ready for frying.
So now that we've washed our potatoes, put them on the hob.
Pinch of salt, 2 pinches of good salt. So now while our potatoes are going to be cooking, we're going to move on to step 2. So we're going to get our tartare sauce ready, because no good fish and chips in the world would be complete without tartare sauce. See you in step 2. Right then, so step 2, moving on to our tartare sauce. All good tartare sauce starts with good homemade mayonnaise. So in a bowl, we've cracked 3 egg yolks. What we're going to do is we've got some white vinegar, but we're using cider. So that's going to go into our egg yolks. This is the proper way to make mayonnaise. Then we're going to just add in a nice pinch of salt. And then we're going to add in half a teaspoon of Commons mustard. But you can use Dijon, anything like that. Right, so I've got a hand blender. If you don't have one of these and you've got a blender, you can do it in there.
But basically, put it also, well, actually no, because you've got to kind of emulsify the oil.
That's exactly what we're doing. So I'm going to just whisk this around, and then we're just going to slowly add in our oil until it becomes a thick consistency. So, ready?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Christ, that was eventful. Jesus. Generous pinch of salt. But basically, just a nice, you're left with a homemade delicious mayonnaise. So we're going to put that to one side, and now we're going to start chopping everything up to put into our tartare sauce. This recipe, we're going to go in with 1 shallot, so just in half. And then we're going to peel, and then we really want to chop everything really fine.
I know how to toast a shallot.
So these are banana shallots. They're really delicious, nice and sweet. Do you want to just get your own chopping board?
No, I'm going to use this one.
So as fine as you can go, we're going to chop our shallots. Oh, I like super fine in there. It's going to be super fine. I'd say that's fine enough. Sure? Yeah. And then we've got some lovely parsley here.
All of it, yeah?
All of it. We're just going to take off like just a nice little handful. We're going to rip the stalks off. And then we're just going to bunch them up. Might need not all of that. And then just very finely run a knife through. And you kind of want to make sure you're going really fine when you're chopping your parsley, because the more, we might need to run our knife through it a couple of times, but the more you keep running the knife through it, the more we're going to bruise the leaf, and then the darker and the kind of more discoloured it will be. So we're going to bunch that together again, and then, yeah, that'll do. And then we've obviously got some nice dill, because no good fish and chips or tartare sauce would be complete without a nice bunch.
Is that too much parsley?
No, that'd be fine. I like it nice and herby and green. Same again, I'm going to rip that off. I love dill. I love dill. Dill's so underrated. Dill's so underrated. What a delicious herb. Right, here we go. Dill. I'm just going to give it a little mix together, just for now. So I've turned the heat down slightly, because like if you're like boiling it and boiling it and boiling it, the outside is just going to go like really mushy, and the inside's still going to be like a bit hard. So what we want to do is I've just turned it down to a light simmer. So we're going to try and achieve that for like 10 minutes. Right, tartare sauce is not done. It's not even a tartare sauce without pickles. Well, it's actually Gerkins.
Gerkins, sorry. What's the difference between a gherkin and a pickle?
So lengthways, we're going to cut them.
Christ, what the fuck?
And then we're going to cut them into like kind of like julienne. And then we're going to just run our knife. Did you get the one? You got it. Cut them in like in slices, then we're going to cut them in julienne, and then we're going to run our knife through like so. Just like everything's the same size, same dice size as the old shallot.
Dicey, nice.
Yeah, that's good, Root. Nice. That's even better than mine. See? Look at you go. Okay, so once we've achieved that, we'll move on to the second stage.
I'm going to sneeze.
I'm going to clench and sneeze.
I'm going to clench and sneeze.
Julienne O.
I fucking hate it when that happens.
What?
You're like, you need to sneeze, and then you don't sneeze. It's like when you're on the phone to someone, and you're on the phone and you're like about to sneeze, and they're like, hello, and you're like, and then you just look like a
Cornichons it in.
Right, now moving on to capers.
Capers! You're going to slice these up in handfuls. I love capers. So we'll just, yeah, just literally just run your knife through it until it becomes like a...
Like a what, Charles?
But it's just nice and kind of like mashed and like nice and bite-sizey.
You don't want to season it because it's quite salty from the capers and the cornichons.
Yeah, just need some pepper.
So we're going to grab some pepper.
So we're going to go in zest of 1 lemon and some pepper, and of course some black pepper. I think that's plenty. Whisk it all together. And then we have beautiful tartare sauce.
How does it taste? Tastes good?
Oh my gosh!
Alright, let's move on to step 3. Now we're on to the potatoes. The potatoes are pretty much done.
So after kind of 10 minutes of keeping them kind of on a low heat, you can kind of, can you see they're sort of cracking around the sides here?
Yeah.
That's kind of like literally perfect when you want them out of the water. So they're not breaking apart just yet, but when we take them out and we put them onto our paper towel, they're going to steam dry, but they're also going to carry on cooking. So any longer you kind of leave them, they're going to just overcook in this process, and that's what we don't want. Right, so if you wanted to be smart about this, you could even do this the night before and let them pop in your fridge so they're really cool at this point. And then, yeah, the more longer you leave them to cool, the more crispier they'll become. So we're going to put them here until they're ready for the next step. We're going to get rid of this water, and now we're going to go on to step 4, which will be creating our beer batter. So beer batter, we're going to be using some plain flour, cornstarch, tapioca flour, baking powder, beer and salt. That's pretty much all it is. So we're going to use some plain flour. We're going to go 4 tablespoons. 4. And what the plain flour does is basically it just kind of gives it that really nice kind of colour. And the cornstarch and the tapioca flour is what's going to give it is kind of really nice crispiness.
Crispiness.
Crispiness. So, 2 heaping tablespoons of corn flour. Well, 2.5. And then we're going to go in with 2 tablespoons. Or actually, how much is next? No, we're going to go in with 1 tablespoon of tapioca. You can find tapioca flour in any sort of organic store. Exactly. Whole food stuff. Give it some whiskiness. And then we're going to go in with some baking powder. We're going to go in with 1/2 tablespoon of that. Goes into our mixy mix. And some salt. 1/2 tablespoon. And once all the flours and everything, baking powder and salt is all combined, we're going to add in our beer. So we've gone for an IPA ale that kind of gives it a nice flavour. You can use things like lager.
So thank Rudolph for sponsored.
It's a peng beer. So use something like an ale, that's going to give it some nice flavour. Shotgun. Yeah. And we're just going to whisk that all in. Basically, if there are lumps, it doesn't matter if it's got lumps, it's all okay. We kind of want those lumps in there.
That's too much.
No, we want it to be nice and thin. You'll see it will start thickening up. And then I've got another little bowl, and we're just going to put in another 2 tablespoons of plain flour in, or however many. Maybe we'll just go for 3. And we're basically, when we come to frying our fish, we're going to roll it in the flour. So we'll just put some salt and also some pepper in the flour. So we're going to roll the fish in this seasoned flour. Then we're going to put it into our batter, into the flour again, and then into the batter. We'll put that to the side. Ready for our fish. Right, so now we're going to be frying off our chips. So because we're going to be triple cooking these, they're going to go through the fryer first, and then we're going to put them in through the fryer the second time to make sure they're extra crispy. The reason why we're doing this is just basically to make sure our chips can just get as crispy as possible. Land them straight in. I've set up a tray with some nice paper towel to kind of capture all the oil, and then once we fry the fish, we'll let the fish rest, and then with the oil still hot, we'll then add the chips, and then everything
We'll come together.
will come together in a perfect, harmonious form. Alright, so now that we have finished the step 2 of the triple cooking of our chips, we can now move on to frying our fish. Our fish. I'm using cod loin. If you want to use the whole fish, you can. Just make sure it's tin-boned, skinned, and ready to rock and roll. Shall I do 2 or 1? Probably do 2.
Let's do 2.
Okay, so we're going to roll them into our flour. Make sure it's nicely coated.
So now we're going to fry it. Oh my god.
And then we're into the fun part. So there you have it then, guys. That is our version of a classic British fish and chips. As always, thank you so much for watching. Get in touch, we would love to see your photos. Push that notification button, like, subscribe, get in touch with us, comment down below, either on Instagram. I will link my own personal phone number. Actually, no, I won't, because otherwise you'll ring me off the hook. Stop being annoying. We hope you enjoyed watching this video. Yes, subscribe, you must, to keep watching this amazing content. We hope you love the recipe. Enjoy the rest of your beautiful day. Enjoy the rest of your beautiful day, hopefully with fish and chips. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out. I mean, I am generally speechless. That is as British as it gets. That is Britain on a plate. We've done our country proud, young sir. That with a beer. Don't make me get the whip. You come over there and you in the street. Right, that's our editor.
I mean, you don't have to be in slow motion.
What do you think of the homemade tartare sauce? Nice, right?
It's terrific.